All right, good morning. Hey, Campanton Family Compound in the house. All right, we have a weird setup today. Yes. Yeah, the second you go live, everybody calls. Okay. The parade was amazing. So I had two parades. I had a parade on Saturday night, and that was in the community where my business is at. And it was so fun. There were thousands of people there. It was amazing. We had so much fun. And then the huge tree lighting afterwards. And then we had a big party there for the tree lighting ceremony. So we stuck around for that. And it was great. Got to meet some really cool people in the community. And yeah, I didn't really want to head up the parade for Saturday night. I sort of got it by default just because of the fact that I'm the chair of the committee that does all the promotions for the community. Does that surprise you guys? But anyway, so it was fine. Somebody had to take it over, and I did, and it was a success, and it was super fun. And then last night, I didn't get to come with you guys on my Sunday Night Live because I had a subdivision parade. And the fun thing about that, good morning, Idaho Garden Girl. Welcome, welcome. David, aloha, assuming you are coming from Hawaii. So last night's live, I had to cancel because in 2020, we started a parade in my subdivision so when they started the subdivision back in the 50s, they did Santa visits. And so Santa would go into the homes and, go around the neighborhood. And then during COVID, we didn't want to lose the tradition that had been going on for all those years. So I said, let's do a parade. It's so much fun. We blast music. I have this gigantic speaker. People literally on one side of the sub, when we're on the other, they're like, yeah, we can hear you. And it's so fun. And so we have the Christmas music blasting. We had Mr. and Mrs. Claus and another neighbor dresses up like an elf. We decorate the trailer. And then we just walk and we hand out candy canes. And then we have a little mailbox for the kids to do letters to Santa. And it's really, really great. It's actually done more to bring our little subdivision community together than anything. It's been amazing. Hey, Bill, thanks for stopping in. I know how tough it is for you. Stay dry out there and warm. It's going to be cold, a couple days cold. Hey, Bill suggested something also that we're going to do like a farmer meets doctor segment. And we're going to talk, not only do we talk about like why we grow things, but then the health of the things that we grow. So how y'all feel about that? I think that's going to be really, really amazing. I've been meaning to call you back, Bill, on all of that, but I had those two parades this weekend. So it was a little busy. And then this morning, so I'm coming to you on my cell phone this morning. And my lesson this morning is better done than perfect. And as we go into Reset Monday and trying to reset things, we are always striving for perfection. And it can really be so difficult for us that, if it's not perfect, we don't want to do it. So here I am, I have my cord for my camera, but I must have set it on my table at the house and left the house. So I don't have my camera. So I'm here, I'm supposed to record a podcast today with another friend of mine coming in to talk nutrition. And so I won't be doing that. And that's awesome, Stephanie. I appreciate that. So we're going to start coming up with some things that we can talk about from growing to, consuming and all the in-betweens and what that means for your health. So I think that would be super fun. I'm looking forward to that. Appreciate that. I don't know what we'll call it yet. I'm thinking we just call it, Doc Meets Farmer or Doc and Farmer. I don't know. Just, say what it is, right? So, hey, if you jumped in here, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We got 9 watching, so would love to hit that thumbs up and get more likes. And so coming into Monday and coming into resetting, again, we think, if it's not perfect, I'm not going to do it. And so then you become paralyzed and you are unable to make forward progress because it's not going to be perfect. So why bother? So here we are. I could have sent a message and canceled this live today, but why would I do that? I have a cell phone. So is it perfect? No. Is it ideal for me personally? No. But the bottom line is, let's get the information out to you all. Hey, Grow Big, how are you? Thanks for jumping in here. Appreciate that. Yeah, we get frozen, we get paralyzed because you're like, it just needs to be perfect. And this goes with everything right here, me doing this video, this imperfect video on my cell phone. And what better way to showcase that we can do things without them being perfect is right here, right? I had a hiccup. I don't have my camera. What it does remind me is that I have to have a dedicated camera at home and at the office. I can no longer take my camera back and forth because this has actually happened a handful of times for me. My microphone, the same thing. I need to just leave this microphone here, get another traveler. So, it just reminds me of things that I need to be doing to just to make sure that I can decrease the stress. So it's not going to be perfect, but it shouldn't be stressful either. So when we go into, again, this holiday season, and the best thing we can talk about going into the holiday season is continuing to remind you, make sure you're being mindful and caring for yourself, your health. You are getting plenty of sleep, you're drinking enough water, and then we can reset that on Monday for absolute certain. But it doesn't have to be perfect. If you go to a party and you're like, hey, I want that little bit of dessert, that's fine, but then you got to make up for it. We talked about this, pre-pairing before you go to a party that there's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff at. Prepare for that. Eat clean, drink tons of water, get proper rest, and then it won't be such a derailment on you, okay? And then post, if it's something that is that came up last minute and your neighbors invited you over, or you got invited to a last minute party, it was all kinds of like crazy, just not healthy food, then you can post pair for it, right? So take Monday as an opportunity to reset from that. I didn't have a great weekend. I had a great weekend. I didn't eat the best, which is not like me. And so I didn't, Saturday I was so busy with that parade, I didn't eat at all. And I think I had like a couple of bags of popcorn for dinner. Like that was it. So I was feeling it yesterday. I was really, really feeling it. I was run down. My stomach didn't feel great. I didn't sleep well last night. So you start to stack up the days, and for me that was 2 days of not great. But if you're doing this over and over again every single day, then you can start to lose sight of how poorly you actually feel. So start to tap back in, start to, shore up these things that you're, hyper focus on the things that are, that you can control. So, are you eating a lot of processed foods during the day? Are you, like I know with Joe on Grow Big, he drives an Uber. So I talk about eating like a squirrel, taking a lot of foods that travel really well. You can easily take care of your health on the go. I talked about traveling to West Virginia when I went last weekend, what that looked like. So start to look at the things that you can control in your environment. Good morning, Happy Mac. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And Kimberly Gila, good morning. Thanks for jumping in. I sure do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, nice to see you guys here. So yeah, what are you working on? What do you need to reset on? And that's why I'm here to help you. So what, are there certain topics? Are there, is there something specific? Is it gut health? Is it food sensitivities? Where do you land on what you need help with, and how can I help you get there? And again, take those small steps forward. Good morning, Shawnee. Nice to see you. Thank you for jumping in. You want to start with the baby steps so that so that you feel successful. And I think this is where a lot of people fall off the rails when it comes to their health and wellness, is that, again, you want to do all the things right away. And then it's hard to stay on course with that. I saw, and I have to evaluate this study. There was a study that came out that took twins. So I'm watching my screen here. My hair is all kind of, I can't see my hair is all doing all kinds of crazy stuff there. So, okay, there we go. Did I fix it? What is that thing? What is going on there? Anyway, Happy Mac says, I'm a ridiculous perfectionist trying to reform my attitude, especially the health. Yeah, so small steps. So chunk it down, taking small, simple steps that you know. And again, maybe, thanks, Happy Mac, I appreciate that. I think I got rid of it. So maybe it's something, I gotta open my door. Hold on one second. Okay, maybe it's something as simple as you need to be drinking more water. So if you know you need to be drinking more water, and that is the simplest, cheapest thing that you can do for your health. And I always ask people, I'm like, so why don't you? This goes along with people saying that being healthy is too expensive. Okay, start with drinking water. That's it. Like, let's get your system flushed. Let's get your system being able to do what it's supposed to do. When you don't put water in there, it actually will affect your whole body's ability to digest and process. Your cells get shriveled up like a raisin. Your cells are supposed to be plump like a grape. And when you don't have enough water in your body, your cells will shrivel up like a raisin. And that's where all of your energy is. That's where all your DNA is transcribed for your body to function the way it needs to function. So start there. Start drinking enough water. At least half of your body weight in ounces is what we typically use as a guideline. And then you want to add more if you're exercising or if you're out in heat, working out in heat. So start there. Is there something else you can do? Another small thing? Maybe, okay, there's my coffee, right? How many of you put sugar-laden cream in your coffee every morning? Stop it. You're dumping sugar directly into your system first thing in the morning, and that's gonna drive your blood sugar, and that's gonna end up causing cravings, and then you'll have a crash, and then you end up reaching for a donut. And so that's not the way to start the day. I'm not opposed to coffee. In fact, great news, quick sidebar. If you are going to drink coffee, if you drink coffee, you want to be on next Sunday's live. So thanks to Gil, he suggested that we do a segment on coffee. Good morning. And so next Sunday, I have the founder of Life Proof Coffee. And so he's going to join us for an interview on Sunday Night Live. So if you have questions for him, please make sure that you're going to drop them in the chat once I get the segment up, and invite people. I would love for you to share that out. That would be amazing. So we're going to talk about coffee, how it can benefit your health, how the wrong types of coffee can actually be not great for you. So you'll want to tune into that. So again, I'm not opposed to drinking coffee, but when you are just dumping all kinds of sugars and bad fats in there for you, then that's where we run into a problem. And then people are like, they're like, well, how do I drink my coffee? I'm like, you have to learn to drink black coffee. This is black coffee. You have to learn to, what's that? She's like, she's like, no, I can't do it. So here's what happens is you have to become a coffee snob, because black coffee does taste terrible when it's terrible coffee. There's no substitute for cream, half and half. There's no, like, I had to go to drinking black coffee, and you'll hear this story when I talk to Charles Livingston next week, is that I had to stop drinking cream because I was using so much of it because it's so decadent. And Shawnee, I'm looking at your at your comment, maple syrup, heavy cream. That is like decadence. Like I can't even. I mean, it's so good. I was drinking so much cream in my coffee though that I was consuming about 40,000 extra calories a month. So when you start to add these things up, you go, whoa, like pay attention. And so there's no substitute for cream in your coffee. And Shawnee, if you've ever tried to not use cream in your coffee and you tried coconut milk, cashew milk, almond milk, like you've tried all of those things, nothing compares to good heavy cream, period, right? So I decided that if I didn't want to have all of those extra calories in my life, that I needed to actually learn how to drink black coffee. So that is why I drink black coffee. You know what? I can't. Oh, wait, maybe I can do it from. Let's see. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, there, I did it. Okay, trying to do it from my phone. There we go. Yeah, so Gil says the brain is 85% water. When you don't get enough water, you lose cognitive ability. Absolutely. You know what also else happens is you don't poop. So if you are not having a daily bowel movement, if not a couple of them, then you're probably not drinking enough water, and you probably have some food sensitivities that need to be addressed as well. So make sure you are flushing the system. It is the only way that your body will function. Okay, let's see. Now I can't read. I have to go to my screen to read. There we go. Yeah, no sugar in my coffee, evaporated milk. Yes. Yeah, is it unsweetened evaporated milk though, Idaho Garden Girl, or is it, because there's evaporated milk can have sugar in it too. So what do you use? Yeah. And then Shawnee says I mean, listen, maple syrup is decadent in everything. But that's the other thing too with the maple syrup is that it's not coming from a carton from the store that has all these additives and stabilizers in it. So yeah, that's really the better way to do it. I would say that too, like with yogurt. If you're going to eat yogurt, make sure you're sweetening it yourself. A little bit of maple syrup. I mean, maple syrup is like it's the sweetener of the gods, in my opinion, right? Like nothing. And then people will be like, what about agave? And I'm like, agave just tastes like sweet, thick syrup. Like there's nothing, decadent about maple syrup. Is decadent. And of course, there's honey too. You can use honey. But I love maple syrup. I feel like I can use far less of it when I'm using maple syrup to sweeten things instead of using, more sugars. So let's see. So Happy Max says, I'm trying to prioritize my health. I've been a cola junkie for years, all the sugar and caffeine. I wish I liked coffee. Yeah. So tea, it's hard to go to tea as well. Cola junkies, that's usually, addiction to the caffeine and the sugar. And you can start cutting it. It'll be hard, but you can start cutting it with sparkling water. Is a really helpful way to start to get off of it. But yeah, you're probably completely depleted of so many nutrients. When you say cola junkie, I don't know how many a day that means, but that's really, really damaging to your health. And the diet ones, the no sugar ones, those aren't any better. So don't, attempt to go to those either. So I don't know what I said that Joe, you said wow on, but I'm glad that whatever I said was helpful to you. And okay, so let's see. And then Shawnee says, I need to purchase good quality coffee, so I need to hear about some good brands. So I don't remember if you jumped on or not when I said I'm going to have Charles Livingston on next week to talk about coffee. So he owns Life Proof Coffee. And it's really, really good coffee. So make sure you're jumping on next Sunday's live. And if you can't, just make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified and you can watch it on the replay. That'll be a really, really great, it'll be a really great, interview. Thank you. My brain is I need more coffee, right? So I do it easier, no coffee at all. Yeah, right. I know that's right. Yeah. Morning, Dr. Jen. How are you? Appreciate you being here. and I'm trying to go between the phone and the computer. So I don't know if I'm missing anybody. Idaho Garden Girl says, I don't use the condensed milk. That is the stuff with all the sugar. I use, plain evaporated milk. Okay, yes. That's what I was thinking was the condensed milk. Got it. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, perfect. And then just don't use a lot of it. Good morning, Urban Gardening. Appreciate you being here. That was the problem. I was using pure organic, half and half, but I was using so much of it that I was bloated. I didn't feel great, wasn't sleeping. I was gaining weight. Yeah, I stopped that and suddenly I lost 5 pounds. Go figure, right? So Kimberly Gila says, I use unsweetened almond in my coffee and started not to put sugar in my coffee. Yeah, so if you can do almond milk, I mean, kudos to you. But I don't find it a substitute for half and half. It's just me. I'm just being honest. I just would prefer a good heavy cream in my milk. So yeah. Hey, if you guys jumped in here, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And let's see. Gil says, I don't like the carbonation of soda drinks, so that's not a problem. Geez, Gil, you got a whole lot of things on lock there. That's good. Idaho Garden Girl says, I used to use molasses or maple syrup and heavy cream, but I found I wanted to drink too much of it. It was like, that's what I'm saying. Like maple syrup is like, oh, it's so wonderful. So yeah, so that's good. Like you become aware of that. You're like, okay, I know I can only do certain things. So that's when she went to zero sweetener and plain evaporated milk. So yeah, good for you for recognizing that. And then Dr. Jen says, there's a great company out of California that is guaranteed mold free. Mold is what most people react to when they drink coffee, not the coffee itself. So yeah, that's why we're talking with Charles Livingston. Are you talking about Life Proof Coffee? Because he's going to be on the show next Sunday. And that is correct. So most coffee beans are full of mold. And most people have some kind of a mold intolerance, mold allergy, candida, which will get triggered with that. So we're going to talk about all those things next week. So let's see. Bill says, just a little 2% milk, 2%, go with the full fat. Go with the full fat, Bill. I mean, if you're going to use milk, like just go for it. Like forget the skim and the half. I mean, go for the full 4% or even better, heavy cream. Just, so yeah. All right, so keep that in mind. So what we're working on this week is paying attention to the things that you can control, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I want to hear about one thing that you're going to do this week that's going to tap into your ability to become healthier as we go into the new year. So whether it's water or whether you are addicted to soda pop, or how are you going to decrease that for yourself and help yourself to feel a little bit better? That's where we want to go. And remember, it does not have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for progress. Kimberly says, I'm trying to stay away from sodas and drink water instead. Add lemon juice, preferably a fresh lemon. 100%. Fresh lemon in your water is like gold. And I love, I do sparkling waters, and I like the sparkling spring water, and then I'll put lemon in that, or I put a little bit of vinegar in there, like a really good, like a pomegranate vinegar. I have a honey ginger vinegar. Those actually really help with digestion. So that's another great way to get off of the sodas and get you that like bubbly satisfaction. Jen wants to know what kind of syrup I use. Yeah, I just buy the, because I haven't been able to find maple syrup locally. So I just, I buy it from Costco as well. So Bill might know. Bill, who do we know locally that we can get some maple syrup from? And Bill and I are going to be working on our wonderful apple cider next year. Our project, I'm not going to say it failed, but we just couldn't find the right information we needed to get our cider on deck. Yeah, and Jen says to drink water with electrolytes. So yeah, don't buy anything from Amazon. I'm just going to tell you that, Dr. Jen, that I want people to be buying doctor only products, when you buy things on Amazon, you don't know the quality of them. And so if you're able to get things from somebody like me who can tell you exactly what you need and why you need it, and then I can actually say to you that here's the quality of this particular product. I have a great electrolyte drink that I tell everyone to use, especially to get off of those fashion drinks like, Gatorades and all of that. This stuff is horrible for you. So I can easily get addicted to diet root beer, so I switched to pure lime powder packets. Perfect. Awesome. All right, you guys are amazing. I'm not going to make my Miss Lynn over here wait much longer. So she's petting the dog. That's why we have a dog, for pre-therapy. So yeah. Yes, definitely the water. Good. And let me know, like, after this live is over, and if you end up watching on the replay, drop in here. What is it that you are going to be working on over the next week? What is one small step that you can take to get your health on track? And I want to know, and I want to know how I can help you and what questions you're going to have. And then make sure you're tuning in. We have Thursday, Chiropractic is Sexy at 1 o'clock with Dr. Erica Peabody. And then next Sunday, we've got our interview all about coffee talk. So I hope to see you all then. All right, you guys, fast and furious today. So it's time to go heal the world. I love you all for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And please make sure you share out this page. I went down to 922. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. So I would really appreciate it if you all took this channel and shared it out to anybody, to your audiences. So thank you so much. And then Bill and I will be coming at you. We're going to strategize on some topics about doc and farmer. Okay. See you guys. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Thanks for being here.